Hello and welcome to the design of counterfort retaining wall. So here you can see the components of the wall, which are the toe, heel, shear key, stem and counterfort. So the counterfort is the we can say it connects the stem and heel. And the purpose of this counterfort is to reduce the shear force and the bending moment imposed on the wall by the soil. So this connects the counterfort connects this we can say slab and the bottom slab, and which resist the shear force as well as the bending moment which comes from the, or we can say to which uh, is act due to the soil pressure, or we can say active pressure. So let us move. So here you can see the another figure. This upper side means this is the upper side in which the soil is to be retained, and this is the lower side. Here this full side will be of filled with the soil which is to be retained. So here you can see these are known as counterfort. This additional slab we can say, or additional counterfort, which is connected with the this we can say slab, and the bottom connects with the two things. We'll see how much distance is to be kept between these counterfort, and what are the criterias, or what is the design of this team, then the counterfort as well as heel slab as well as toe slab. So let us move ahead with the question. So the question is given like, design a retaining wall, or we can say RCC retaining wall with counterfort is required to support a earth to a height of 7 meters above the ground level. So some height is given from the ground level, which is something 7 meter, or we can say here is our structure, and the height of this structure from the ground level is given something 7 meters. So the top surface is horizontal, so our top surface is horizontal. The trial pit at this side indicates soil bearing capacity as 220 kilonewton per meter square is available at the depth of 1.25 meter below the ground. So the depth below the ground is provided to us, which is depth of the footing is 1.25 meters below the ground, and the weight of the earth, or we can say gamma, is provided to us as 18 kilonewton per meter cube, and the angle of repose is provided as 30 degree, and the coefficient between the soil and the concrete is 0.58. Use M20 and Fe415 grade of steel. So the given data is counterfort retaining wall, density of soil is 18, angle of repose 30, horizontal embankment SBC is 220, coefficient is 0.58, and grade of concrete M20 and Fe415 grade of steel. So it is something like this. The given data is the height from the ground, then the depth of this footing, as also the soil data, which is gamma, then the angle of repose as well as coefficient. So this values known as height of stem, then the thickness of the stem, thickness of the base, total height of the retaining wall, xh, xt, and width of the base slab. This unknown things we have to calculate. So for it, the first step is to dimensions of wall. So for the dimensions of wall, we already have the small h as well as the df, so we can find the capital height. So the capital height is equals to small h plus depth of the footing. So we have calculated the capital height, or we can say total height of the retaining wall as 8.25 meters. Next, what do? We will find Ka. So Ka is equals to 1 minus sin phi upon 1 plus sin phi, which is 1 by 3. Now we will find xh dash. So xh dash is equals to capital H upon, or capital H into under root Ka by 3. So in our case Ka is 1 by 3. So we have found the value of x dash h as 2.75 meter. So now we will find the base. So for the base, so base is equals to 1.5 into x dash h is equal, so we have the base as 4.5 meters. Now what we do, we will have the value of xh and xt. So the xh is equals to 2 by 3 of the base and xt is equals to 1 by 3 of the base. So we have the value of xh as 3 meter and value of xt as 1.5 meter. Now we will find the thickness of the base as well as the thickness of the stem as well as thickness of the counterfort. So we have the value as h by 20, and in our case the capital H is 8.25. So the value of the thickness we have obtained is 420 mm. Here it will be mm, which is greater than 300 mm. So it is okay. Now what we'll do, we will find the distance between center to center distance between the two counterfort. So it will be 3.5 into h by y, or we can say h by gamma raised to 1 by 4. So we will have the center to center distance as 3 meter. So the center to center distance between the two counterfort is we have calculated as 3 meter. So we can find the face to face distance by deducting the thickness, half thickness from right hand side and half thickness from left hand side. So we'll have these face to face, or we can say wall to wall distance is 2.55 meters. So here we have found all these things that capital this was given in the data, these two things, which is small h and df. So we have calculated hs as 7.8, capital H as 8.25, TB or thickness of base 450, TS 450, as well as the thickness of the counterfort 450 mm, and the xt is 1.5 meter and xh is 3 meters, and the base of this or we can say width of the base is 4.5 meters. So the second step is the second step is for the stability check. So for it, first we will find the horizontal force. So in this case the horizontal force will be due to the soil. So we will have the pressure, active pressure due to the soil will be in the triangular position. So for this it will be half Ka gamma h square. So in our case the pressure will be something like this, from here to here, like this. So the pressure will like something like this. So half Ka gamma into capital H square. So half Ka gamma capital H square. So we have the earth pressure, horizontal earth pressure is 204.18 kilonewton. So next what we will do, we will find the perpendicular distance from the toe. So the perpendicular distance from the toe is here the pressure will be something like this, and the center will be from here to here, which will be capital H by 3. So the capital height by 3. So it will be the perpendicular distance. So we have obtained it as 2.75 meters. Now what we will do, we will find the moment at toe. So simply we have to multiply the horizontal force into perpendicular distance. So 204.18 kilonewton into 2.75 meters. So we will have the moment as 561.49 kilonewton into meter in it, which will be in anti-clockwise, and it is the overturning moment. Now coming on to the vertical force. So for the vertical force, there will be the force due to this you can say stem, then the force due to the soil which is retained, and the last the force, vertical force due to the base, or we can say base slab. So first we will see the stem, or we can say W1. So in our case the W1, the vertical force will be 0.45 into 7.8 into 1 into 25. So first this it will be 0.45 into 7.8 into 1 into density of concrete, which is 25. So we have obtained the vertical force as 87.75 kilo Newton. Now coming on to the base, which is W2. So for W2, which will be 4.5 into 0.45 into 1 into density of concrete, which is 25. So we have the value of vertical force for the base as 50.62 kilonewton. Similarly, coming on to the soil, it will be 2.55 into 7.8 into 1 into 18. So here the distance, this distance will be 2.55, which comes from, we have the total distance from here as 3 meter minus 0.45, so it will be 2.55. So 2.55 into the height 7.8 into the density is 18, so it will be 358.02 kilonewton. Now coming on to the vertical distance, so the perpendicular distance from the toe for the W1 will be 1.725 meter, and for the base W2 it will be 2.25 meters, and for the soil W3 will be 3.225. Similarly, we will find the moment. So the moment will be vertical force into perpendicular distance. So for the W1 we have obtained the moment as 151.36 kilonewton into meter in the clockwise direction. Second, for the base, or we can say W2, is 113.89 kilonewton into meter as clockwise direction. For the soil, which is W3, it is 1154.61 kilonewton into meter, which is in the clockwise direction. So we will have the summation of all this moment. So we have the summation as 1419.89 kilonewton into meter in the clockwise direction, and it is the stabilized moment. Similarly, we will have the summation of the vertical force. So the total of the vertical force is 496.39 kilonewton. We will use this all values: vertical horizontal force, then the moment, overturning moment, then the vertical force, and the stabilized moment for the check. So coming on to the check, so the first is the overturning. So for the overturning, factor of safety is equals to 0.9 into stability moment divided by overturning moment. So in our case, the stability moment is the 1419.89 and overturning moment is 561.49. So the factor of safety we have obtained is 2.27, which is greater than 1.4, which means safe. If it would be less than 1.4, it will be fail in the overturning. So in our case it is more than 1.4, so it is safer in the overturning. So coming into the second check, which is the sliding check. So for the sliding, factor of safety is equals to 0.9 into the coefficient into the force, or we can into force divided by PA. So the 0.9 into coefficient is 0.58 into the force. So the force, or vertical force, is 496.39 divided by PA, which is horizontal force 204.18. So we have the value of factor of safety as 1.26, which is less than 1.4. So it is not safe and it will fail against the sliding. So to avoid the sliding, we have to provide the shear key which will resist the sliding force. So here you can see the concrete part, which is known as the shear key. So we have to provide the shear key for as the dimension of the thickness of this stem, or the thickness of the base. So I have provided the size of the stem as 450 by 450 only. So now what we will do, we will find some height. So we have to plot this kind of figure. So we will find first h1. So the height h1 is something, this is the height of h1. So for finding the h1, it will be the 0.45, which is the height, plus 1.5 tan theta, which is, so we have obtained the height as 1.36. So we will have the HP will be h1 plus df. So we have found the value of HP as 2.61 meter. Similarly, we will have the Kp. So Kp is equals to 1 plus sine phi upon 1 minus sine phi. So we have the value of Kp as 3, and the passive earth pressure, which will be resisting force in this case. So it will be 0.5 Kp gamma into in bracket HP square minus df square. So we have obtained the passive earth pressure as 141.73 kilonewton. So by using this value, we will find the factor of safety. So the factor of safety is equals to 0.9 into coefficient into force, which is the vertical force, plus passive earth pressure divided by the horizontal force. So we have obtained the value of factor of safety as 1.78, which is greater than 1.4. So now it is safe against the sliding after providing the shear key. So next what we will do, we will check for the earth pressure. So for check for the earth pressure, we will find the two values, maximum pressure by the earth and the minimum pressure by the earth. So first, for the maximum earth pressure, the equation is summation of W, which is the vertical force, divided by base plus 1 divided by base into 1 plus 6e by b. So the unknown, in this case the unknown thing is small e. So first we will calculate the small e. So the small e is equals to capital B by 2 minus summation of the moment, which will be net moment, divided by summation of the force, which will be the vertical force. So in our case the B is 4.5 minus or divide by 2 minus the net moment will be the stabilized moment minus overturning moment. So it is a stabilized moment minus overturning moment divided by vertical force. So we'll have the value of E as 0.52. Now so by putting the value of E into this equation, we'll have the maximum pressure, or we can say the maximum pressure of this soil will be 186.79 kilonewton per meter square, which is less than SBC. So it is okay. So in our case it is okay and safe. So coming on to the minimum, so the minimum pressure will be summation of W by B into 1 minus 6E by B. So we have obtained the minimum pressure as 33.83 kilonewton per meter square, and which is greater than 0, which means okay. So this value of P maximum and the value of P minimum will be used for the calculation in the further steps. So we have to remember these two values, P maximum and P minimum. So now coming on to the design of the toe. So first you have to plot this figure which shows the toe. So for the toe portion, the width of the toe is 1.5 and the depth will be 0.45 meters. Now what we have to do, we have to make the soil pressure. So this figure is for the soil pressure, which indicates over the right hand side is the minimum pressure and left hand side is the maximum pressure. As I told you, the value of maximum pressure and the value of minimum pressure will be used in the calculations. So this values has been used. So we have provided maximum pressure and minimum pressure. Now at this phase of the toe, we have to find the pressure. So we will interpolate the values, and we have calculated the pressure at the phase. We have obtained 135.80 kilonewton per meter square. So now coming on to the calculation, first we will find the moment. So mu is equals to 1.5 into area into Cg, simply area into Cg. So we will first make the part. So the first part is the rectangular portion, then second part will be the triangular portion, and the last part will be the toe. Okay, so coming on to the moment. So the mu is equals to 1.5 into area into Cg of first part. So the area of the first part will be 135.80 into 1.5, which we have completed with area. So the Cg will be 1.5 by 2. So we have completed with the first part. Now coming on to the second part. So the for the second part, it will be half into height. So the height will be this value minus this value. So we have obtained the height as 50.99 kilonewton per meter square. So for the second part, the area will be half into 50.99 into 1.5. So we have obtained the area now into CG. So the CG will be 1.5 into 2 by 3. Next, coming on to the third portion, which is in the opposite direction. So we'll have the negative sign. So minus in the negative. So the size or area will be 1.5 into 0.45 into density of the concrete, which is 25. So we have completed with area. So into CG. So the CG will be 1.5 by 2. So we have obtained the MU as 26, or we can say 267.54 kilonewton into meter. Now we have obtained the value of MU so we will find the ratio of MU upon BD square. So in our case, the MU is 267.54 into 10 raised to 6 divided by B is per meter, so it will be 1000 mm into the depth. So we have the overall depth, capital D as 450 mm. We will minus the clear cover of 50 mm, so we'll have the effective depth as 400 mm. So 400 square. So we have the ratio of MU upon BD square as 1.67, which is less than 2.76, which is under reinforced section. By using the ratio of MU upon BD square, we will find the percentage of steel by using SP16. So we have obtained the percentage of steel as 0.53 percentage. By using this percentage, we will find the AST. So the AST is equals to PT/BD by 100. So we have obtained the area of steel as 2120 mm square, and we have provided 16 dia, 90 center to center, and LD. So LD is equals to 47.5. So in our case, the diameter is 16. So we have the LD, or we can say lap length, is 752 mm. So next, so coming on to the shear check. So the shear will act at the D distance. Shear check will be act on the D distance from the face of the stem. So here assume this is the stem and this is the toe. So it will be act at a D distance from the face of the stem. So this will be the shear area, or we can say shear, which will be acted on this portion. So it will be, so first we will find the VU. So VU is equals to 1.5 into area. So we have done the part. So the part 1 is this green one, and part 2 is the red one portion. So coming on to the area, so first part, the area of the first part will be 186.76 plus, we have to find the height, or we can say pressure at this at the distance of D. So we have obtained is 151.09. So the area will be 186.79 plus 151.09 divided by 2 into 1.05 into 1. So minus, from the red portion, it will be 1.05, which is the width, into depth 0.45 into the density of concrete, which is 25. So we have found the value of VU, or you can say shear force, as 248.36 kilonewton. Now coming on to the tau V. So tau V is equals to VU upon BD. So tau V is 248.36 into 10 raised to 3 divided by B, 1000 mm, into small d is 400 mm. So we have obtained tau V as 0.62 MPa, or we can say Newton per mm square. So next what we will do, we will find the tau C. By S we have provided the steel in this in here. By using this steel, we will find the percentage of steel. So we will obtain the percentage of steel as 0.55. By this, by having PT, we will find the tau C. So that value of tau C is 0.496. So tau V is less, or we can say tau V is greater than tau C. So it is okay in shear, and no shear reinforcement is required. Now we will provide the minimum reinforcement. So the minimum reinforcement, or we can say distribution bar, is 12% of the B into capital D. So 0.12 into 1000 into capital D is 450 divided by 100. So we have the minimum steel as 540 mm square. So we have provided 8 dia 90 center to center. Coming on to the design, or we can say step number 4, which is the design of hill. So here you can see the first you have to plot this figure which indicates the hill component. So here you can see the pressure from the hill slab and the soil. So first we will plot we will have the value of which is the maximum pressure and the minimum pressure of the soil, and we will find the pressure at this at over here. So we have obtained the pressure by interpolating the value, which is 120.5 kN per meter square. So what we do, first we will find W1, W2. So first, so the W1 is the weight due to soil, so it will be 18 into 3. So it will be 18 into 3 into 7.8. So it will be 421.2 kilonewton per meter. Coming on to the second part. So for the second part, it will be 25, which is the density of concrete, into 0.45, which is the which is the depth or the thickness, we can say, into the vertical, or we can say the distance, which is 3 meter. So it is obtained as 33.75 kilonewton per meter. So total of these two will be 454.95 kilonewton per meter. It will be, its diagram will be something like this. Now coming on to the base, or we can say for the soil, it will be maximum earth pressure or into 3, which is the distance between the which is provided over here, distance, and minimum distance minimum pressure into 3. So we have obtained the maximum as 361.53 and minimum as 101.50 kilonewton per meter. So we will add this, we will make the summation positive and negative. So we will have the value of this on the left hand side as 93.41 kilonewton per meter, and on the right hand side as 353.45 kilonewton per meter, which will be the UVL. Now from these two value, the maximum value is 353.45 kilonewton per meter. So this value will be used further for the calculation. So highlight this value, which will be used for the further calculation, which is 353.45 kilonewton per meter. So for the at this support, the moment will be WL square by 12, and at the middle it will be WL square by 16. Now coming on to the negative moment, so it will, the value of mu will be 1.5 WL by 12. So 1.5 into W. So in our case, the W will be as I told you, the maximum value, which is 353.45 kilonewton per meter. So we'll use the value of W as 353.43 kilonewton per meter into the L, which is the 3 meters. So it will be 3, which is the as we have seen, the center to center distance between the two counterfort, which is the 3 meters. So we'll have the value as 3 meter divide by 12. So we have obtained the value of mu is 132.53 kilonewton into meter. So now we will find the ratio of mu upon bd square. So we have obtained mu as 132.53 kilonewton into meter, divide by 1000 into the small d, which is 400, and its square. So we have obtained mu upon bd square as 0.83, which is less than 2.76. So by using this, we will find the percentage of steel, which is 0.248%, which is greater than 0.12%, which is safe. Now after this, we don't have to calculate the area of steel, which is AST is equals to PTBD by 100, but we don't have to find AST in present because it will fail in shear. So let's first check for shear. So let us check for shear. So shear will be 1.5 into load, or we can say the maximum we have obtained in the UVL, divide by 2. So we have obtained VU as 265 0.07 kilonewton. Now tau v is equals to vu upon bd, so we have obtained the value of tau v as 0.66 ampere and tau c as 0.66. Because we don't have the AST, so we'll provide the tau c is equals to tau v, and we will find the value of PT. So we have found the value of PT as 0.12 by interpolating. So now by using this PT we will find the AST. So AST is equals to 1.2 into 1000 into 400 divided by 100. So we have obtained the AST as 4800 mm square, and we have provided the steel as 25 diameter, 100 center to center as a negative steel. Similarly, moving on to the positive moment, which will be at the middle span. Similarly, we will find the mu. So mu is equals to 1.5 WL by 16. Okay, so W will be 1.5 into 353.43 into 3 divided by 16. So we will have the value of mu as 99.4 kilonewton into meter. So we will find next will be the ratio of mu upon bd square. So we have the ratio of mu upon bd square as 0.62, which is less than 2.76, which is under reinforced section. By using the ratio of mu upon bd square, we will find the percentage of steel. So we have obtained the percentage of steel as 0.187, which is greater than 0.12, which is the minimum steel. So which is safer. If it would be less than 0.12, we have to provide the minimum steel only, but in our case it is greater than 0.12, so we will use the PT as 0.187. so AST will be 0.187 into 1000 into 400 divided by 100. So we have obtained the area of steel as 748 mm square, and we have provided 10 dia 100 center to center, which will be the positive reinforcement. Now moving on to the distribution steel, we will have the 12%, which is the minimum steel. So AST is equals to 12% into B into capital D. So we have provided the area of steel as 540 mm square and provided 8 dia 90 center to center as a distribution steel for the hill. Now coming on to the stem, this you can see like this, it will be the deflect something like this due to the soil pressure acting on the stem, or we can say stem, but it will be retained by this counterfort which we have provided at a distance of center to center 3 meters. Now let us move on to the design of stem, how it will be designed. So now coming on to the WU, so WU is equals to half Ka gamma HS. So now coming, the pressure will be half, or we can say 1.5 into Ka gamma HS. So in our case Ka is 1 by 3, gamma is 18, and HS is 7.6. so we have the value of the WU is 70.2 kilonewton per meter square. Now we will find mu. So mu will get WL square by 12. As I told you that at the support it will be WL square by 12, and at the middle it will be WL square by 16. So in our case, at the support over here it will be WL square by 12, and here it will be WL square by 16. So the mu is equal to WL square by 12. So we have found the value of mu as 52.65 kilonewton into meter. Now similarly we have found the ratio of mu upon bd square, and it is obtained as 0.33, which is less than 2.76, which is under reinforced section. By using this ratio of mu upon bd square as 0.33, we have obtained the percentage of steel as 0.099 percentage, which is less than 0.12. as 0.12 is the standard, or we can say minimum steel provided by the IS code. So we'll use, if it is less than 12, we have to compulsory use the 0.12% only. So in our case it is less than 0.12%, so we'll use the percentage of steel as 0.12. But before finding the AST, we have to check for shear. So moving on to the shear, so the shear check will be VU is equals to 70.2 into 3 by 2, which means it is the WU which we have calculated in the further step, which is over here, which is the WU into the center to center distance is 3 divided by 2. So here we have obtained VU as 70.2 into 3 divided by 2, which is 105.3 kilonewton. Now we will find tau v. So tau v is equals to vu upon bd. So we have obtained the value of tau v as 0.26, and tau, so we don't have AST, so we'll make tau v is equals to tau c. So we have provided the value of tau c is equals to tau v only. So by using that value, we have calculated the percentage of steel as 0.15. By using this percentage of steel, we will find the area of steel. So area of steel is equals to 0.15 into 1000 into 400 divided by 100. So we have obtained the AST as 600 mm square. So we have provided 10 dia 130 center to center, and we have found the value of LD is equals to 47.5. So in our case the diameter is 10 mm, so the lap length is 470 mm. So coming on to the middle span, no need, because percentage of steel is 0.09%, which is less than 0.12%. so we'll directly have the minimum steel. So for at the middle span, we will provide directly minimum steel, because the percentage of steel as we have seen is less than 12%. So EST is equals to 0.12 into small b into capital D. So we have obtained and provided the steel as 10 dia 130 center to center. Now coming on to the step number 6, design of the counterfort. So here you can see, first it will be designed as the T-beam. As we have seen, this will be the continuous stem, and this will be the counterfort, retaining counterfort, which will be provided at the center to center distance of 3 meter. This is the soil which is to be retained, and this is the downward side. So now we will have the center to center distance, so it is 1.5, which will be total 3 meter. So we will have this portion which will act as a T-beam. Okay, so we will have the DDD distance from the face. This is D. Similarly over here D, this part shows the D distance. Now coming on to this figure, so the counterfort will be something like this, as I shown in this figure, which is in the triangular portion. So the height of the counterfort will be 7.8 meter, and the base is 2.55 meter, which will be acting the pressure in this direction, which is the horizontal direction, as well is in the vertical direction. So first we will find this D. So how to find this D, we will come on to it. So before finding D, we will have the pressure, which is the active pressure. So talking about the active pressure, it will be 0.5, which is half Ka gamma h square into 3, which is the distance between two retaining, or we can say counterfort. So in our case, half into Ka will be 1/3 into gamma of the soil is 18 into Hs is 7.8 square into 3. So we have found the pressure, active pressure, as 543.56 kilonewton, which will be act at a distance of h/3. This portion, it will be acted over here. So coming on to the M, which is the moment. So moment will be Pa into h/3. So it will be something like this. From here it will be moment generated like this. So it will be force. So force in this, if in our case force is Pa, and the distance is 7.8/3. So we have found the moment as 1423.65 kilonewton into meter. We will convert into the factored moment, so we will multiply it by 1.5. So we have obtained factored moment as 2135.48 kilonewton into meter. Now coming on to this figure, we will find the value of D. So for calculating the value of D, from figure 1, tan theta is equals to this, tan theta is equals to 7.8 divided by 2.55. So we have made this subjective to the theta, so we have obtained the value of theta as 71.89 degree. Now small d, or we can say capital D, is equals to 2.55 sin theta. So we have obtained the capital D as 2.420, and the small d, by deducting the cover of 50 mm, so we have obtained the small d as 2.37 meter. Now coming on to the next, by as we have obtained the mu, which is the factored moment, which is 2135 into 2135.48 kilonewton into meter. Next, what we will do, we will find the ratio of mu upon bd square. So we have obtained the ratio of mu upon bd square as 0.844, which is less than 2.76, which means under reinforced section. So it is okay. By using this mu ratio of mu upon bd square as 0.844, we will move to the SP16, and from this we will have the percentage of steel, which we have obtained as 0.248, which is greater than 0.12. So we will use the percentage of steel as 0.248, and we will find the area of steel. So we have obtained the area of steel as 264.5 mm square, and we have provided as 25 dia 6 numbers. And development length, or we can say lap length, we have provided as 117, or we can say 1175 mm as a lap length for the counterfort. Now coming on to the curtailment. So the curtailment height, so it will be double h double dash by sh into its whole square is equals to half. So we will make this subjective to the h double dash. So we will have 7.8 divided by 2, and it will be the under root. So we will have the value of, here it will be actually under root. So we will have the value as 5.51 meter. It means one bar will be of the full height and one bar at the 5.51 meter from the bottom. But the code says that the also the lap length should be deducted. So from this curtailment, we will have to also deduct the lap length. So we will deduct the lap length from this height, which is 5.51. So we will have the final lap length as 4.335 meter. Now coming on to the stirrups design, we have to design vertical stirrups as well as the horizontal stirrup. So first we will move on to the horizontal stirrups, which will be shown in this figure for the counterfort. So moving on to the horizontal shear reinforcement, or we can say horizontal reinforcement. So first VU is equals to 1.5, which is factor of safety, into Ka gamma HS by into 3. So we have obtained the VU, which is shear force, as 210.6 kilonewton. Now by using the formula VUS is equals to 0.87 Fy ASV into D by SB. So by using this equation, we will make this subjective to the SV as it is highlighted in the red color. So for it, the unknown thing is ASV, which is the area of the vertical, or we can area of the shear stirrups. So we will assume 2-legged 8 diameter. So the area of this 2-legged 8 diameter will be 100 mm. So we will place ASV as 100. So we have this spacing as 170 center to center. So we will provide 2-legged 8 dia 170 center to center. Similarly, coming on to the vertical shear force, the shear force VU will be the maximum, as we have seen in the step number 4, UVL. So it is 353.45 kilonewton per meter. So by using this equation of VUS is equals to 0.87 Fy ASV into D by SV, we will make subjective to SV, and in our case ASV will be 100 mm, as we have assumed 2-legged 8 diameter. So we will have this spacing as 100 mm center to center, and we have provided 2-legged 8 dia 100 mm center to center as a vertical stirrups. Now last step number 6, which is the figure. So for the figure, you can see the here you can see the horizontal, or we can say here it is the vertical stirrups which is been provided at a 2-legged 8 dia 150 center to center, and the horizontal or the vertical, which is 8-legged 2 dia 200 center to center. Similarly, the steels have been provided, and here all different kinds of data which you have calculated are been placed. Here we successfully complete with the design of the counterfort retaining wall, in which we have seen the dimension of wall, then the stability check, design of toe, design of heel, design of stem, design of counterfort, as well as figure. Hope you have enjoyed this video. Like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.